Lols. As I was quote unquote streaming here. I forgot to click the go live. I'm such a noob at this. It's hilarious. I'm a noob. Newbie McNoobs. Alright, so to summarize the, I don't know. Let's see, last, 20 minutes of me looking at this stuff, which was actually kind of irrelevant. Why is this?
Such a noob.
What's happening? Oh, there we go. Jeez. I don't know how to control my Twitters or my YouTubes or anything. Anyways, all right. So for the last 20 minutes, that I forgot to click the go live button. We're just kind of like reviewing how Dependabot is doing what it's doing, and if you check out, geez, let's go back here. Viewing issues about Depend. Okay. So there's this part where you can enable a related feature, Dependabot version update, so that Dependabot raises pull requests to update the manifest to the latest version of the dependency whenever it detects an outdated dependency. For more information, see about Dependabot version updates. When Dependabot raises pull requests, these pull requests could be for security or version updates, and then it tells you, how to look at each one. And what I was doing incorrectly was I was going under security and then the Dependabot alerts. That's not where version updates exist. So basically I need to go to Insights, Dependency Graph, and Dependabot. And you can see here I don't have a configuration yet. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. Is when you click that green button, it takes you to create a new file in the repo. And I'm looking at the configuration options. So if we look at package ecosystem, we got Elm package, get submodule actions, Go modules, NPM, all that jazz. So we could say maintain dependencies for GitHub Actions, maintain dependencies for NPM, blah, blah, blah. And actually, I'm going to copy and paste this sucker right here. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's just copy paste. Bam. So for front end assets or whatever, yeah, we'll just do npm, whatever. Package ecosystem npm. Do they have Yarn? Is Yarn different? Oh, they do have Yarn. Yarn, okay. We're going to do Yarn because that's what we're using. We're using Yarn. All right, and then what about Ruby Gems? Because it doesn't look like they specify. Why would I need to... For private registries, yeah, I'm not trying to do that. I mean, I have another project that I can kind of refer back to maybe and see what's up. Bundler. I wish it was I wish it was based on language, but I understand why they didn't do that, because you can have different like npm in Yarn. So if I look for bundler, they have bundler. There it is. Bundler. And it's the same deal. For bundler. There we go. Bundler. And this is, we're gonna update that to Yarn. And I'm just gonna leave that as is. Create dependabot YAML, yada yada yada. Commit, no. This is a chore. Configure dependabot. Propose new file, please. Alright, so we have that. Create dependabot YAML, assign yourself, label, chore. Create pull request. Alright, perfect. This repo is 68% HTML. 26% Ruby. It's wild. They just announced the super follow on the Twitter sphere. Alright. Now we're just waiting for the acceptance test to go through. Alright, so basically that should trigger some pull requests to be made in here. Let's see, setup security. Let's see, dependents. Yeah, view dependent about alerts. So these are all like security. Concerns, high, moderate, yada yada yada. Which will fix up. Okay, this is the same issue. It's flaky. In the next stream, we'll tackle that flakiness. But I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, it's the authentication spec. It's fine. All right. Squash and merge. Cool. So that's all set now. Yep. And let's see what happened here. What happened here? What happened here? The package. Just name it npm. Yeah. Okay. So job role, GitHub, Dependabot. And we're just gonna rename this to npm. What do they do for the yarn? They don't do anything specifically for yarn, I don't think. Yeah. They might just automatically detect it. Fixes package ecosystem for yarn. There we go. Let's see what happens here. Yep. We're green. Okay, so now I'm going to anticipate that these, let's see, we got an insights, dependency graph, Dependabot. Yeah, it's checking now. And I think now it's gonna trigger a lot of PRs. But we just need to wait and see what happens. So we're just waiting for Dependabot to do its thing. We should see a bunch of PRs open pretty soon. All right. Let's see. All right. Checking now. See if any pull requests. Nope. Nothing yet. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, sick. Okay. So it's actually working. We're getting updates now. So we can kind of see Solar Graph is going from 40 to 43, SendGrid Ruby 4 to 5, 1.3 to 2.2, 9.1 to 11.3. All perfect. Good stuff happening here. All right, cool. So all right. Joined earlier. All right. Cool. All right. So let's see. Yeah, solar graph, we're good. We're gonna upgrade this sucker. Looks like, yeah, you kind of see we were at 40.3. There's been a couple of updates here. I don't see anything. Yeah. I don't think that we need to concern ourselves with that yet. So we're going to merge that in, which is great. Here we go. Rubocop Rails. Perfect. 291, 211.3. All right. So here's where it's going to get kind of messy, is like every time you merge something in, the gemlock file is going to need a rebase. And so Dependabot's going to have to do the rebase, and you're going to have to wait even more. It's going to happen for, I think, almost every PR. Yeah, and the other thing that's kind of messed up is we're going to have this flaky spec business happening here. So to fix that, I think what we can do, is probably see if we can implement that Dockerize wait. So So if we go to issues, no, this is, so if we go to circle, config. So this project is in circle, but I'm pretty sure we could still do Dockerize wait here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could do that. So on job role, we go to GitHub, specs. Let's just edit this. So we could probably go set up database, precompile, and then, well, no, this is we want the actual acceptance test. So here's the steps for the acceptance test. Run application and then run Cypress. I'm pretty sure I could just like copy this right here. And what we'll do is, yeah, wait for application start. And then we're going to run this command. I think we might be able to do that. Let's see, GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions, Dockerize, wait. There we go, wait for response. This action makes a head request to a given URL until the required response code is retrieved or the timeout is met. Initially created to allow test containers to start up before executing tests. So this might actually be what we could use instead. Yeah, pretty sure this should be okay to use. Let me see if yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Create a new branch. This is a chore. Patch flaky spec. Patches acceptance specs being patches flaky acceptance specs. Sign myself. This is a chore and a bug as well. So create pull request. All right. I don't know. That's funny. Okay. Let me close that up. All right. I'm pretty sure Dockerize is. If not, we can. No. Whatever. We can probably add it to the image. Maybe. Pretty sure we can. If we wanted to do that. Let me look at. I haven't looked at how this is. Yeah. It's not gonna. Dockerize command not found. Yeah, so let's take a look at our image here. Workflows, specs. Ubuntu latest. We could probably install it. Right. Let's see. Yeah, we could probably run this. Because I'm pretty. Weren't we using Ubuntu here? Yeah, Ubuntu runs on Ubuntu latest. Or we could try and use. Wait for response. Which was like 2 years ago. I just want to see what. Oh, it's. Yeah, so we could probably use this. Just want to see how to use it. Example usage. Okay. Okay. All right, so then the idea here is if we grab this and we go back to the pull request that we created for fixing this flaky spec, we could probably put it right in here. Right, so that's gonna be blah 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 uses. Right, so we would do like name wait for application. Uses would be under there. With, yep. We could try it out with these defaults and see what happens. Yep, so trying out nev7 and wait for response. And the reason that I don't want to like try and install Dockerize is because like that just seems a little bit more complicated. I mean, if this person wrote basically some code to ping, to poll, and look at the response, I mean, why not? We can just give that a shot, go from there. Yep, and I'm getting a bunch of notifications about Dependabot upgrading my dependencies, which is cool. It's all good. All right. So we're gonna actually open this up and see what's happening. All right. 8:51 now. In 9 minutes, I'll probably be closing this up. Finishing up this stream. There we go. So you can see that it waited for a response. There's a 200K. I mean 200. 200 status code. Excuse me. But yeah, this patches up the flaky specs. So I think we're good. I think we're good for now. So we're gonna squash and merge this sucker. You can see I did use a GitHub action to do this. I could have written it myself, but I didn't really feel like it for this project. And the second thing that I did that's super important for you to do if you're looking at, you know, whatever actions to use and you're not really familiar with that person or whatever or that code, this is the great thing about open source and these GitHub actions that you can kind of like check into is that you can look at the source code and look, like I've done Go, so I kind of understand what's happening here before. But like this is actually isn't too bad either. I mean, it's one file, it's doing some polling. You can kind of see here if it contains localhost, cool. And then here's the for loop. And you kind of see If it's not, if there's no error and the status code is the response code that you were looking for, then you're all good. You're exit. Otherwise, you're going to continue, I think, looping here. So it's actually, this one's not too bad to kind of understand what's happening. And you could write that in Ruby. You could write that in JavaScript. You could do whatever you want. In this case, I'm not too particular. I'm okay with it being in Go. I have no problem with it at all. And this is like my own project. But, some teams will be like, okay, we need to keep it in one language, or we prefer XYZ. And then in that case, you can kind of port it, So, but that's that. And in here's the interesting thing, is that this is probably out of date now from what's on master. So I'm going to wait till this thing passes on master, because I want to see it actually pass here. Oh, man. Feels good to get back into the rhythm, to be honest. I've been kind of, I guess, quiet on this stream this morning, just kind of focusing on this, but being back from vacation, refreshed, feels pretty damn good. Had 2 weeks off there, and yeah, did a staycation, which is awesome. It's good. I need more coffee. It's early. I hope, I think I only see one person in here, but hopefully this series on upgrading is good for folks, because honestly, it's kind of like it's a pain to do upgrades. But it's good to get the foundations in, right? Like you want to understand, where's the code base at right now? Does it have tests? How old is the code base? What are its dependencies, right? At the moment. And you kind of have to understand all of that before you proceed. And in the last stream that I did, we kind of took a look at that. We were looking at, where's the code base at right now? There's no specs, but what's the highest risk? And because I have context around what is the critical path for this application, I'm not too concerned. We don't have specs right now. Another series will focus on that, streaming series. But like, I have it in my head. I understand it. And it's not a good way to proceed forward, to be honest. That's not what you want. But at the end of the day, that's kind of where we're at with this application. And once we got past the barrier of Rails, per se, now we're doing the dependency upgrades. And the dependency upgrades aren't really that bad. The thing that's blocking us, though, is the fact that we have a flaky spec, right? And we don't really want every upgrade to take longer than it needs to, because it just shouldn't be that way. You're taking up time, which time is money, and you can be blocking other folks. You can be blocking the progress of the project. So it's very important that when you run into these kind of roadblocks, that you just kind of tackle it at that point. I mean, I consider it part of the upgrade itself, of the upgrade process. So kind of do what you need to do in order to speed things up. And an upgrade really shouldn't take too long, hopefully. If it does, that's fine, as you're communicating it internally. But hopefully it doesn't. And look, I've been on upgrades that take months, maybe a year. I've been on I was on an upgrade that was took about a year, on and off, switching between priorities of the business and also maintaining the technical stack. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But hopefully, as you're going through that process, you're ensuring that the next upgrade isn't going to be such a pain. And the way you do that is by setting up processes that get you going in a positive direction. And that means having automated dependency updates, having tests, having someone who understands the context of the application is probably the most important thing as well. Important point. I might clarify there. So we fixed this flaky spec, right? And as we can see, things are good. Look at that. It's good. Now everything's running perfectly. I mean, that's what we want. All right, so we go to look at pull request, send grid Ruby. I probably don't have, there's a specific setting, I think under branches. Yeah, we have master here. We'll update 11 pull requests targeting this branch. Yep. No, we don't. Let's close out of this. Okay, so if I add a rule and I say master is the branch. I don't know why they do branch name pattern. I've never had to do a pattern before. I mean, I guess if you have a complex workflow, maybe that's more important. But you could say require linear history, prevent merge commits from being pushed to matching branches. I think that would probably, that's what would trigger a notification at the bottom that says this PR is needs to be rebased. We don't have that right now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just comment at dependabot rebase. And actually, let's go to one that failed. Yeah, okay, here's SendGrid Ruby, right? This one failed. So I'm going to say at dependabot rebase, please. If I comment that, dependabot's going to be like, yeah, sure. Whatever. I'm pretty sure. Unless I misspelled it. No, it's good. There we go. Look, they liked it. Yay. I think now it'll rebase at some point. I'm gonna like it. I was hoping it would trigger pretty quick, but looks like it's not going to. All right, so it's 9 o'clock right now. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Let's see how this turns out. It looks like it's rebasing, and I'm gonna expect that acceptance test to pass now. This is awesome. So I think, you know, we did a couple things in this stream today to summarize up what we were doing. We were trying to figure out, you know, why was Dependabot not doing pull or opening up pull requests for version updates. It was doing it for security updates, but not version updates, which are two different processes. Sorry, I heard a noise in the house, so I think it's the dogs. Anyways, two different processes. There's the version updates, and then there's the alerts, security updates. Those two open up PRs differently. We had alerts set up. We did not have version updates set up, so we needed to look up how to configure that. We added the configuration. We've got version updates going, which is great. And then we ran into the problem of acceptance tests being flaky. We don't want that to proceed, so we tackled that head on. Luckily, I had enough context to actually know what we needed to do there. So got that done, and now we've got our upgrades actually triggering without having any sort of flakiness to the acceptance test. So now we'll be able to speed up our process a lot more for these upgrades. So that's our Rails specs. These are our acceptance specs. And once this is all done, I think we'll end the stream for today. Pick it up tomorrow and just keep moving on with these upgrades. Sweet Nighter. And again, the reason we need to wait for a response to the application, if you weren't on the last stream, the reason we need to wait is because whenever we're doing the end-to-end acceptance test, it's a brand spanking new application. So Webpacker is going to come in and is going to compile the assets. I need to look into how to kind of automate that so that we could speed up this process, because as you can see, like 27 seconds, 28, 29, 30, like I don't want assets to be compiled during spec. So got to come up with a good way to kind of save some time there. Because as the application grows, that's just obviously front-end assets are going to get bigger, and there's going to be a lot more requirements, and we just don't want that to slow down our specs. So got to do some research, figure out a good way to get past that. And I think at that point, then you wouldn't need to wait for the server because your assets would be compiled. But for now, that's where we're at. Pre-optimization is not great. All right, all specs passed. There you go. Just gonna wait for all this to turn green. Oh, the log was now found. That's okay. Yep, turned green. We're good to go. So we're going to merge this sucker in, and we are done for today. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining the stream. I know it went kind of weird at first. I'm definitely a noob to streaming on YouTube, so it is what it is, but I'll definitely get better. Hopefully this was not too bad. Hopefully it was good. Hopefully you got something out of it. Let me know. Add a comment. Ping me on Twitter, whatever it is. Thank you for joining, and I will catch you all later. Thank you. Bye.